A bunch of random people may win a trip to Mars to live and die. Cool.
That doesn't sound that cool. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a pizza flying at your head, delivered via drone in Singapore.
And the shower of the future is finally here, and it's not really what you think it is. It's Tomorrow Daily. Oh, you're dancing too.
I was dancing with you. You're infectious, Khail.
Uh-oh. Hey everyone, welcome to Tomorrow Daily, your source of future tech and robots and science and all kinds of great crap. I'm Khail Anonymous, and today Ashley is not here, so we have a special guest, my new best friend, Alison Rosen.
Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. I've never felt like... I'm going to clap right here. I've never felt more lame about my name than sitting next to Khail Anonymous.
Oh,
I want to be Alison.
First.
Can I be Alison Anonymous?
You can pick, yeah,
like
you can
the
be
Ramones?
Alison Mystery.
Okay.
That's
like
pretty good.
Alison
like,
Mystery.
Yeah, you're like in a band now. We're in the question mark band.
We're in the like the Prince. John and Jane Does.
So obviously Ashley isn't here. She's back home nursing her dogs who are a little ill.
I heard. I feel very
I don't want to
sad
bring
about
the
that.
show down about that.
It's too late.
If you follow her on Twitter, just say like, I love your dogs and I love you or something like that. But Alison is here to join us.
Cheesy.
Hashtag dog love. Yeah, so you're here joining us. Can you tell us just a quick little bit about yourself and then we'll plug all your stuff at the end?
I'm very excited to be here, and I host a podcast called Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend, and I hope you'll all go listen. And I realize that you said we'd plug it at the end, but I'm plugging it now. What am I doing?
Oops. Well, we're going to have to delete this segment or this whole episode. Anyway, so we got a lot of great news stories for you. Some I am very opinionated about.
Me too.
So let's get started. So if you've ever wanted to go to Mars, now is your chance to get sent there to go and just hang out on Mars and then just straight up just die on Mars. So basically what's going on is Mars One has this whole contest in which you can apply to go to Mars, be one of a few contestants to go to Mars, and on a one-way trip to this sad, sad little planet.
Right. They can get you there,
yeah.
They cannot get you back.
They're just like, good luck, suckers. So basically, this has actually been in the news for a while, but the story today is that it's closer to happening. They're on stage 3 of this. Mars One has narrowed down to 100 contestants from 200,000 people that applied, these crazy people that are actually inexperienced. They're not like astronauts.
It's crazy that 200,000 people are signing up for a mission that's essentially not to bring everyone down, like you said earlier.
No.
It's essentially a suicide mission. If you
Suicide.
go, you will die on Mars.
Probably will die on Mars.
Of course, that's really cool that you got to see Mars before you died, but it's questionable how long you'll get to enjoy it.
If you're a YouTuber, you get to go first, and so there's that.
I think that's the appeal.
But I don't know. As crazy as they sound, I would do it, but let's keep going.
Would you really?
Yeah, I'll get to that at the end. But let's hear about these maniacs. One of the 100 contestants. There's contestants from all over the world. Now, here's the most crazy contestant. His name is M1KO. And he says
I wore that in the 90s.
You wore an M1KO?
Yeah,
he says he's actually a Martian. He's 100,000 years old, and he wants to go on the trip so that he can show people around Mars. So you can see where these contestants are going. They're not like looking for like strong buff dudes to like punch holes in Mars or whatever I think strong buff dudes do. So in this trailer, if we can see a little bit more of it, it looks very reality TV show-ish.
Right.
And that's because it kind of is. So there's your catch. We're not trying to further humanity as they say they are. These 100 people will compete to be one of 24 people sent to Mars. They'll be challenged to simulations, teamwork, and survival. This Mars show is coming soon for us to watch. So obviously it's a show. Will they go? Will they actually go? I don't think so.
You don't think it will happen?
No way. They need funding. Like that's one of the things they're working on is actually getting funding. They're actually trying to get advertisers. So maybe like the spaceship will have like a Formula One thing on the side,
Right.
McDonald's and Starbucks on the side. So, I mean, I guess if they get people watching this, I'll totally watch this. What about you?
Oh, I would definitely watch this.
And you wouldn't go
I
to
would
Mars?
not. No, I remember there was a story that came out that said that the first person the first people will begin dying within 66 days. The people hope that they'll get to live out thousands of days. However, in reality, apparently some people are going to only last a couple months because it has to do with they're going to be basically living in a biodome, like the Pauly Shore vehicle. And it'll be very humid, so bad news for people with hair that frizzes. And then based on the oxygen and nitrogen levels, there won't be enough oxygen for. This is a real bummer.
Yeah.
But go to
also,
Mars,
I mean,
experience it.
How do you get all of your resources? You're
Right.
gonna need water, and you're gonna also they're gonna get cabin fever, and you know it. We're gonna have a lot of.
It'll be like
nutsos.
Big Brother on Mars.
That excites me. I'm so bored. Naked and Afraid? I don't think so. Let's do a Scared on Mars.
Are they giving any kind of timeline for when they hope this could happen?
They're not really, but they're about to accept applications for another round. So, I mean, it looks like they're already excited to do it. But there's 54-year-olds that are going to potentially go. So, it's not like they're really looking hard for people to send there.
What makes sense to me would be if you're sort of at the end of your life or you know that you're not going to have a super long life.
Fair
what
enough.
A cool way to go out.
Yeah. Just they're like, I died on Mars. They're just getting sent to die if she makes it. Because, I mean, that's a trip, too.
That's a long
Our
it's a long
children are
trip.
going to be watching this show. Or
See,
our children's children. Kids.
I'm more into waiting until the second and third wave of going to Mars.
Oh.
When there's a return.
Yeah.
You can fly direct Mars to Earth, Earth to Mars, a round trip kind of action.
Yeah.
And when the kinks have been worked out. I don't need to be
You don't want to be an early adopter.
No.
That's not a good idea. It's never a
No,
good idea.
I don't think so.
Wait till they get the kinks out.
Yeah.
People are falling out of airlocks. I got you. No, that's a smart decision. But that brings us to our question to you. This is our TD of the day. This is the TD. What is it? What's the TD? TD Mars 1, because this is the Mars 1 project. TD Mars 1, how would you win the chance to go to Mars if you were a Mars 1 finalist? So how would you impress them? Because we're going from 100 to 24. Those people get sent. So how do you get to the 24th? What do you think? How would you impress?
With your fiery personality, probably.
Just be excitable?
If it's a reality show,
Yeah.
they're going to be looking for their Omarosa type, for their Puck type. It's a real old school reality show reference.
Yeah, that's
for the
first
youngins.
real world,
I know.
right?
Who are the current villains of reality shows?
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for their
Ooh.
she tells it like it is. You never know what she's going to say next.
You
reality
want
show.
sass on Mars. That's cool. Right
Sass
on.
plays well
right
on
on. You
Mars.
want to be like the guy that's like, I don't listen. Everyone's dumb. I'm way cool. All right, I understand.
I didn't come to Mars to make friends. You're
Yeah.
like that person.
All right, cool. I would just be really into digging. I'd be like, look, I'm going to dig through this planet, and you're going to want me there because you want to see if there's water underneath.
Right.
I'm just going to dig all the time.
I brought my shovel collection and my trowel collection.
I've made these shovel hand things, and I'm going to dig through the planet. So,
Yeah.
so tell us, TD Mars 1, how you would get picked to go to Mars and die.
And then if we like your tweet, we'll send you to Mars, right? That's,
Yeah.
You forgot to say that.
No matter what age, and if you're an alien, you're not gonna be here anymore. You're gonna die. So, all right. So, tell us about the story of flying drones that are waiters.
Yes, waiter drones. This is a
sounds familiar.
very cool thing. A restaurant in downtown Singapore is employing flying drones as its wait staff, or rather to augment its wait staff. The drones help eliminate the need for the wait staff to weave through the busy dining area, as the drones will carry the food and drink from the kitchen over the heads of customers. Once the drone gets to the table, then a human wait staff member will still be needed to deliver the items from the drone to the customer and presumably offer them a napkin when the drone spills the food all over their head. Now, the drones don't require humans to navigate. They're fully automated, and the restaurant itself will be outfitted with infrared sensors. Each drone can carry about 4.4 pounds of food and drink, which is approximately 2 pints of beer, a pizza, and 2 glasses of wine.
All that.
All that.
All of that. Okay.
All of that
Okay,
at
so
once.
Pizza and beer. That's all I need. Okay. Keep
Yeah,
going.
at once. And here's something. The drones won't be putting humans out of work because the restaurant says that this will free up the wait staff to interact with customers and enhance the dining experience. I don't know about you, but for me, what enhances a dining experience is not having a lot of interaction with the waiter.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
leave
just
me alone. I want to eat some food. I was about to say that. I was like, okay, yay!
I know.
I made a new friend. I'm like, no. Okay.
No one needs the chatty waiter.
Okay, so
but,
go ahead.
But a few more things. They're expecting the live debut to happen by the end of the year. The project costs it's in the low seven figures in Singapore dollars, which 1 million Singapore dollars is about 800,000 US dollars. So
Okay,
maybe it's
still
about
crazy.
it's still very expensive. Yes. And this does solve a problem happening in Singapore, which is that apparently young Singaporeans shun jobs in the service industry because of the low wages and the perceived lower social status. So, if this were to happen here, you might think, hey, this is putting people out of jobs. Despite what they're saying about you still need the human waiters, you know that there are going to be fewer wait staff jobs in a restaurant that is employing drones. So if that were to happen here, you might say, well, this is putting people out of work. But in Singapore, it's solving the problem, which is that they need more people in the service sector.
So will that entice more kids to want to work in the service industry? I mean,
Because you can play with robotics.
Get to hang out with the robots. So are you impressed with this? Do you think this is a good step?
I think it's pretty cool.
Okay.
I just can't help but imagine, though, that it's going to hit someone in the head like happened at TGI Fridays in New York, or that all of a sudden
You're asking for it when you go to TGI Fridays.
That's right. That's actually, if it's your birthday at TGI Fridays, they tie a bunch of balloons on you and then hit you in the head with a drone.
Oh, okay.
It's true. Hand
That's
to God.
awesome.
Absolutely true.
That's at Chuck E. Cheese too. But,
I see the picture of the drone flying through the room with the liquid on it, and I just imagine it spilling.
Yeah. So it's like a drunk guy.
Exactly.
The big thing to me, I mean, beyond the fact that even when it's still, like you said, when it flies up the table, a waiter still has to take it from that and put it on there.
How long will that really be necessary, though? Because you could just, if it could just lower, you could just pick it up yourself, and that'd be even cooler, because you'd have direct drone interaction.
If the gyroscope is good, though, because if I take one beer off and it loses its balance.
Right. Oh, that's true.
But more importantly, the drone's noise. It's gonna be flying around, and you're gonna be trying to eat, your sandwich or whatever.
I said drones. I want to break up.
That's perfect. If you don't want to have be broken up with, just keep going to the drone restaurants. Okay, cool. Well, I guess I don't know if I'd use it. I don't know, whatever.
Well,
drones.
When in Singapore.
Drones, they're going everywhere you are and where you're eating. Okay, so let me tell you so we talked about going to Mars, and we talked about drones coming all up in your business. Now I want to talk about technology coming all up in your shower, because now we have the shower of the future, and that's actually the name of the product, which is pretty grandiose there, company Orbital Systems in Sweden. So this doesn't use any lasers or anti-gravity. It just reuses your water over and over and over. So the idea and the goal here is that space has limited water. So in the future, space, you go into space, you're not going to have an unlimited source of water. And also Earth, it's also good to kind of conserve water there too. So here's how it works.
You want to be clean before you die on Mars.
It's well, he left a clean corpse, so that's okay. So here's how it works. It's got 5 liters in the system, which pumps water. Then it comes down onto you, and then on the bottom, it has a filter system with a microcapsule and a nanocapsule. The microcapsule is for skin and hair. The nano is for germs, metal, and oil. And all of that is pumped right back onto you. 5 liters.
Right, it filters skin flakes or things like that, and germs out of the water that runs off of you.
Yeah, so it's not that bad. Apparently, it's so clean it's better than your tap water.
Oh wow.
So I mean that's pretty good. So how much is this going to cost you? Allison asked me subtly.
Yeah, I did. I said it so quiet. How much is it going to cost?
You sound like you're from the 1930s.
How much is this going to cost?
So it's 3,200 euro, or
okay.
3,700 American dollars. So about 4,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But not as much as you'd think if you were a bazillionaire.
Yeah. If you're Jay-Z, Jay-Z's like,
right.
haha, that's easy.
For something called the shower of the future, it's really somewhat affordable, it sounds like.
I mean, I don't really see a whole lot of future tech going up in here, but it is pretty cool.
Well, I think they're just saying in the future one will shower. You know,
Yeah, you gotta save
what
money.
I
water.
think is cool about this is that a lot of people use those low flow, water efficient words coming out of my mouth in the wrong order.
yeah,
But you know what I'm
low-
saying?
no, yeah,
Those
low
things
flow,
that
yeah.
are exactly.
Or no water toilets or whatever.
Right. But with this, I think you can use as much water as you want.
You can take
because
a
it just-
30-minute shower.
Exactly, with like a lot of water pressure.
Yeah, and one family can use the same water. Oh my God! Just that it sounds terrible, but it's actually really green.
Right.
So
now,
that's pretty cool.
what happens if you're the kind of person who pees in the shower?
And I was just about to say that. I'm glad you got it. This is perfect. This is working great. So they did address. It's in capital letters. It says urinating. Okay.
It is,
So
it's true.
they tackled urination, and apparently the system is worked out. It's got like sensors that if it has too many chemicals in it, it won't filter it. It'll just take that water aside and like just get rid of it. So like shampoo, it'll also do
Right.
the same. So it can't filter it that well. So you can go. It'll just go somewhere else. So I'm glad you asked that. Again, they're saying that the cost will pay for itself because you're going to be saving money from water and whatnot.
Right.
Filters are $25. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Which is like the same as a Brita filter.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The filter is
It's not
that
worth complaining
expensive.
about. It wasn't like, oh, well, the filters are $25. Hack it. You
Yeah.
know?
I
But-
actually really like this.
Yeah, you get one of these?
Yeah, I mean, if I could afford it.
Did you
if
see
it
what it
made
looks
sense.
like?
It's really cool looking. And
It's
there's,
sleek.
Right?
It's
There's
like
a couple
Tron.
different options, right?
Yeah.
About whether you like install the filter thing in the floor or
Right.
something called a cabin.
Yeah,
which I don't know what that is.
it's
but
either way, it's like $4,000. But yeah, it's only a few options. Yeah, look at this thing.
I think it's neat. Would
Beautiful.
you get this?
Yeah, I like it. I'm not going to move into a place where I need to install it. Shower. I'll just do it. I'll just keep the shower that's going right now.
Right.
Or actually, I just fill up a bathtub, and then I just jump into it for like a month, and just clean off. So that's my thing.
How gross is it by the end?
You can't see through it. And you can just
So
you
pretty-
can put
so
heavy
pretty
things.
gross.
Put heavy things on the surface and
And
it
it just
just stays
floats.
there.
So
all right,
disgusting.
so we're gonna talk more about my gross bathtub, but we'll get back to you after this break with another round of Back It or Hack It. So don't click away. It's Tomorrow Daily. And then when the rubber ducky drowns, that's when I know it's time to change the water. So, hey guys, welcome back to Tomorrow Daily. We've got a couple more things to tackle, including Back It or Hack It, which should be exciting to hear whether or not you want to see this product. It's pretty crazy. So let's do Back It or Hack It.
I was just following your lead. I can't see.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm not looking at, but I'm definitely. Let me know when it's safe to
I
look.
love that. I got to use that more. You don't know what to do. And now here's the breakdance segment of the show. Okay. All right. So today on Back It or Hack It, we have a portable. We have your own transportation device. I don't know if you like hovering around, but this is
who doesn't?
Airboard. Oh, who doesn't?
Who
I don't
doesn't
know.
love
I've never met a
hovering?
person. This is Airboard, and basically Airboard is your own little personal transportation device that works off of you lifting up into the air via these propellers that push you off the ground into the air. So let me tell you a couple of breakdowns of the technology here.
I'm already sold.
Yeah, it's got four
This is so cool.
propellers run by an Intel processor, built-in gyroscope, electric powered, and it's controlled by you leaning. So it's not like there's a remote control on it. It's just like, I want to go left. You lean a little bit left. I want to go forward. I lean a little bit forward. So you've used that technology on Segways.
What
Yeah.
could go wrong?
You could fold. It's even like you can fold it up and I guess carry it. I don't know.
Like put it in the trunk of your car.
Yeah.
If you need to hover and drive.
Hold on, I gotta hover at the park. Yeah, it's so there you go. It's got so they're saying it can be used in extreme conditions. So they're like, if you're a Marine and you want to hover around in the snow or something, you can use this. It also has an app, so you can remote control the hover vehicle. So if you want to, like, hey buddy, here you go. They're saying they're going to try and ship it out in 2016. They're not doing so well. They only have $160 and they started on February 9th.
And how much do they want?
I missed that. I didn't miss how much they needed, but it was
But they
obviously
need a
in the
lot
tens of
more.
thousands, if not hundreds. But $160 right now, 2016. So what do you think?
Okay.
Would you back it or hack it?
I would back it.
Oh, really?
I would.
Okay.
I think this is really cool. I'm wondering, how high can you go though? Do you know? Because I'm a person.
It's only like up like a foot or two off the ground. It's just a little bit. No, it's not gonna like you're not
Scratch
gonna get
that.
you're not gonna get above.
I wanna
people.
fly.
Oh.
I
think that'd be I think that
It
like
would be.
what was it
I
the
know.
FCC or somebody would step in and be like, hey.
Yeah. Hey, only things serving food can go this high.
Yeah, you got to be able to hit people now.
I still think this is cool because it is still in the realm of flying. Like, I'm the kind of person where if someone says, what superpower would you want? I would want to fly. Now, people have told me, no, you should want to teleport. I have friends who feel very strongly that teleportation is the best superpower because you can do anything with it. And if you want to fly, you just like teleport. I think
But that's
that
no fun.
would be so much work.
Yeah.
You know, you have
get
to really
lazy.
concentrate. Yeah.
All right.
I think this is cool. I think here's the downside though. I don't want to have to dodge people hovering towards me on the sidewalk.
Yeah, you can't trust people. Not with this sort of like unmanned, like this technology, especially if they're going to control it remotely.
Like, I don't know if you ski or snowboard, but I haven't done any of that in years. But my experience of being a skier is constantly being in threat of being run over by someone on a snowboard. And I don't want this just to be like this urban version of a snowboard.
Yeah.
Because people will crash into you.
And it's a huge thing too. It's wide. It's
Yeah.
not like a little tiny like it's not like a hoverboard.
Right.
Yeah,
I still think it's cool though. Wouldn't it be fun? I would still want to try it at least.
I want hover technology. I'm hacking this.
Really?
Yeah. We don't hack a lot on here. It's mostly back it. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's cool and all, but it doesn't. They haven't given a price point, and it doesn't seem like the whole. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. I'd rather just like learn to skateboard or go and fall on my face than get this or like a Segway. I don't know. Hovering is just not. It just doesn't seem. It seems wide, and it just kind of seems like unnecessary that it would be like a hover vehicle
it doesn't
rather
quite,
than wheels.
I get what you're saying. It doesn't quite make sense. Like, what benefit does it give you, the fact that you're a foot above air? I mean,
Yeah.
above the ground. I get what, but
Maybe it's a
they're saying it's
smoother
for
ride.
extreme weather, meaning like if there's snow
They
on the
said
ground or
that
something?
you can. They're like, hey, extra bonus if you're a Marine and you're like in Afghanistan or whatever, hover around.
Oh, like so you don't hit any mines or anything?
I didn't think about that.
You can hover over the explosives.
Yeah, that's pretty
grim.
good. Nice. Well, I mean, you found a solution to a problem.
That's true.
You should back it. You should help them out.
Okay.
All right.
Sold.
So there you go. Back it. All right. Nice. All right. So now we're gonna move on to some of the feedback from you guys. We're gonna move on to your user feedback. All right. I like that. Pretty good. Okay, cool. No, there you go. There you go.
we
You got it. You got it.
yeah.
All right. So we asked about. Wait, what was it? Oh, BitTorrent, and we've got some responses here. This is about what people thought about that BitTorrent is going to now have some. They're going to have
Content,
productions,
right.
and content on their thing. So Lane wrote to us, and Lane said, "My problem with YouTube and BitTorrent is that I watch a lot of my content as podcasts, including Tomorrow Daily." Hey, that's where you're from.
That's us.
Podcasts.
Oh yeah, podcast. That's us.
Yeah, no. I mean, also,
that's
you're
me today.
here now.
Yeah, podcast land is where I hail from.
podcast
yes.
land,
Podcastlevania.
gumdrops, and ooh, that sounds scary. Matthew says, "I would like to see BitTorrent bring back ER because who doesn't miss TV's County General?" Oh, okay, sorry, I've never watched ER. Is that the
I
George
didn't-
Clooney vehicle?
Yes, and
Okay.
Noah Wiley.
Okay.
But I didn't watch, and Juliana Margulies, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, from Good Wife. But I didn't watch ER.
Yeah.
But maybe I BitTorrented. I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, like, was there any content you would want to see BitTorrent take on? Because I said that they need to take on other people's IPs. So a lot
What does
of
that mean?
There's a lot of fan films based on comics, video games, and stuff like that. So take all of that sort of content, make series of it, so that people they're like, oh my God, I've always wanted to see a BioShock,
Right.
mini series.
Oh, that's
so,
cool.
Yeah, so then
Yeah.
people can do that. It would draw people to BitTorrent because indie stuff isn't always going to draw people.
Right.
So anything you'd like to see?
I'm going to steal yours. I want
Yeah?
to see that because I think I was telling you before, my husband is super into playing BioShock, but if it was like a series, then I would be into watching him be into it.
Oh, that's the missing link.
Yeah.
2K, I know you're kind of dead, but you should think about doing that. 2K's.
What is 2K?
2K makes BioShock.
Okay.
So it's kind of a sensitive subject. Too soon. All right. So that moves us on to our last piece of user feedback, which is the photographer of the day. All right, so this is where,
I like that.
it's a
like
cool
2
word.
words
Yeah,
in
copyright.
one.
You can't use it on your podcast.
Okay.
Okay, so basically,
Because I was going to.
you just change your name of your podcast. So basically, someone sends us a photo, and they have a little story about it. So today, James sent us a photo. Here's James's photo.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
James took this with the Galaxy S4. James says, I took these photos with my Samsung Galaxy S4. What made these photos even more interesting was that they were tornado warnings and watches in the surrounding area. These looked like cloud tornadoes. Enjoy. Well, you scared us, James.
Those are really cool.
Yeah, like that's kind of like a backlit type thing. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Oh yeah, I see. He's got the like the wind,
Right.
the wind thing in there. I don't. We know.
Are you a meteorologist?
Yeah, the wind thing.
There's a wind thing
and then those
moving
big
into the
puffy
area.
things in the air, and then
There's wetness. Wetness
Yeah,
will
they
be
got
falling down.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
noise bangs in the air.
Noise bangs. All right, so thank you very much, James, for sending that in. As always, if you guys want to find us on any of the social medias, you can check us out on Twitter, or you can go email us at tomorrow@cnet.com, and you can send us your photographers, give us a little explanation. Also, we're at Tomorrow Daily on Twitter. And that's where you can also, if you want to wish Ashley's perros any well wishes, you can go ahead and do that there. Also, we're on Instagram, Facebook. You can go to tomorrowdaily.com. Anything, just type in Tomorrow Daily and you'll find it. Also, if you're listening on iTunes, now you have another podcast to listen to after this, but rate and review ours first and then go over there. So why don't you tell us where they can find you, Allison? You interview a lot of interesting people.
I do, yes. I just had Scott Aukerman on this week.
Nice.
Before that, I had James Gunn, director of Guardians of the Galaxy. And
No
he actually
way!
revealed some stuff about Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Don't tell us. You got to go listen to it.
Yeah, go listen to it.
Okay.
And then I have Richard Pryor's widow coming up on Monday. Hopefully, that should be
that's
happening.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of guests that I'm really excited about. And my
What was the name of it
podcast,
again?
Alison Rosen is your new best friend.
Okay.
You can get that on iTunes, or you can get it on my website at AlisonRosen.com, or I'm also on SoundCloud. Go to soundcloud.com/ARIYMBF, or all the other places that people listen to podcasts. There's like a million places.
Type it into Google or whatever.
You just put your hand out and say podcast please, and it'll just download straight into your hand.
God, I love the future. Yeah.
I know.
It's so
it's
cool.
here now. Yeah, and then you can follow me on Twitter at Alison Rosen, and on Instagram at Alison Rosen as well.
Well, Allison's been super awesome having you here.
It's been really fun being here.
Yeah,
Thank you
really,
for having me.
really know your stuff, and I look forward to listening to your podcast.
Thank you.
After this podcast.
After this one.
Okay, geez. All right, guys, thank you as always for watching Tomorrow Daily. We'll have another guest star tomorrow. Who knows?
Probably
it could be,
might not be as good.
It might be.
Or might be better.
Wow, you're throwing shade? Okay.
I don't know who is it.
All right.
I'm sure.
It's President Barack Obama.
Oh, well, I just.
Yeah, you just
mind.
defended our whole country. Anyway, guys, thanks
Hack
for joining
it.
us. We'll see you guys tomorrow with a bunch of weird, wacky, wild news. I forgot how Ashley says it. But we'll see you guys tomorrow on Tomorrow Daily.